I'm Wes McQuillen. I'm principal at Alter Strategies. We do alternative marketing approaches for age-restricted and highly regulated industries and products. That's stuff like cannabis. It's also adult, firearms, alcohol, tobacco, cigars, that kind of thing. Pretty much all those things they're so highly regulated, they're very hard to advertise and market because of all the compliance issues and regulations, and so that's why we specialize in that. I've got 15 years of marketing leadership experience in IT startups, hospitality, and right before I started Alter, I was a director of marketing at a vertically integrated cannabis company from 2017 to 2019. And as far as why NFTs, why am I here? I got onboarded into it through fine art collecting, actually not crypto, and started collecting back in fall 2020. And when I realized all the problems that NFTs can solve, I got really excited about it, and I just couldn't wait to think of ways that could solve some of the problems we have in the cannabis industry. So this talk is primarily, where's the clicker? Hello? Oh, here we go. I think that's it. There we go. So this talk is primarily for MSOs. So if you've ever bought a cannabis stock, those publicly traded companies, those are MSOs. They're multi-state operators. They're kind of in the process right now of consolidating a bunch of different assets all over the country. They're buying these little small license holders and consolidating. And so this talk is primarily for them and cannabis brands that are looking to develop a more direct relationship to consumers. Because as we look forward to federal legalization, the next step is going to be getting a direct relationship with consumers and positioning for after federal legalization. So some of those next challenges after consolidation happens and after federal legalization happens is we're going to be dealing with how we're going to develop loyalty, how we're going to develop retention, and then brand continuity. If we just acquired a bunch of license holders all over the country, a bunch of different cultures and different locations, there's going to be a really big challenge trying to get some brand continuity across all that. And I know that they're all looking at that right now, and so I've got a couple solutions I think are really going to help with that. So one of the main challenges they face now is there's just so many marketing and advertising limitations that they already deal with. You can't just pull out a credit card and run an AdWords campaign or do paid social for these industries. You've got all these platform prohibitions, stuff at the national level, at the state level, even down to individual municipalities sometimes have like really different rules about how you're allowed to market and advertise. So it's a really ubiquitous problem. So this is the situation right now, what the options are for brands to have a relationship direct to consumers. Is there some gatekeeping going on at the retail level, both with the online and the in-store experience, and then the bud tenders themselves? So if the bud tenders are not particularly educated on your brand, or for some reason they don't really like you that much, they're not going to recommend you to people when they're in store asking like, oh, what should I get if I need something for this. Same thing with the retail if it's online. A lot of times the person that's in the shop that's updating the website is already having a major challenge just keeping the inventory accurate. So if you have the issue of oh, our logo is, the wrong size, the wrong color, our deals aren't being accurately represented on their store website. It's just, they're already barely hanging on. So it's kind of a big challenge. So you've got this gatekeeping going on. Some of the only direct access you have is with the very limited direct advertising options and then with social. But, social in cannabis is kind of this game of playing whack-a-mole with social accounts constantly getting suspended and deleted and setting up backup accounts. It's a huge problem. So where I see some potential for NFTs is to have an agnostic NFT loyalty program. So it's to foster a direct relationship from the brand to the consumer, so then the consumer already has an established relationship and is going to the store with a preference already. So what does an agnostic NFT loyalty program look like? Well, that would be basically, let's give cookies as an example. And by the way, blessings and support to Burner. He's going through it right now with that diagnosis he just posted about, so all love and support to him. But let's talk about if we use cookies as an example. So let's say we have an OG Generation Zero cookies NFT club. If people see the benefits of that, which if it's agnostic to the store experience, it's going to be the same discounts, the same access, the same cool benefits at every store where cookies is sold, not just the stores that are specific to them. So you're going to be able to go anywhere and experience these same benefits all across the country, and that's going to be a huge differentiator. So why do this with NFTs instead of just, well, we've got loyalty programs that are already programmed into point of sale solutions, so why NFTs? Well, because you can own them, you can earn them through brand engagement, you can earn them through purchase. You can trade them. So if you've ever known people that work at theme parks, one person works at one theme park, one person works at another one, then they trade tickets because they get all these free tickets. Rising tide lifts all boats. It gives both of those people more access to the two different theme parks. It's going to be the same thing. So as long as you're positioning your national brand to offer the best brand experiences, people are going to like the fact that they have the ability to trade to get access to that. Also, validation and authenticity, and safety. So, cannabis industry, we deal with a lot of counterfeit product, and we also deal with issue of falsified lab reports at times. So people will look at COAs and they'll want to be sure that the lab results are accurate. Well, using tokens, we can assure that authenticity, validate the safety of the product. So a lot of people are probably going to say, well, I don't see how this is relevant until we already have mass adoption of NFTs. Average cannabis consumer, this is going to be meaningless to them. I actually think that the influence that the cannabis industry has over, public sentiment in general, that if the benefits of using these programs are cool enough, I actually think the cannabis industry, by doing this, can help drive overall NFT adoption. People that don't know what they are, don't care about them, when they see what people are getting, they see the access people have, I actually think it will help for our industry to help drive NFT adoption in a way that we haven't seen before. And by the way, on that last slide, if you could imagine from gaming, the play to earn model, how people are going to react when they hear about smoke to earn. So I can tell you some pitfalls to mitigate. So having worked with this from designing programs for cannabis consumers, number one is going to be the tech barriers. We really do, just like everybody's been talking about this morning, we really do have to make it so that it's seamless, it's built into the UI. People don't even have to know the words NFT and wallet. It's just something that's very easy for them to do. The fewer clicks, the better. That's really going to help. And then also legal compliance. At cannabis industry, we're already used to navigating muddy legal compliance issues all over the place, so none of us are really new to that. But we will have to prepare for that. And then also apathy. I've developed a bunch of different cannabis marketing programs, and you'd be surprised some of the things that really just don't take, and some of the things that do. And so really just have to plan ahead for that and make sure that what people get out of it, the benefits and everything, are just so amazing that people can't ignore it. So kind of planning ahead for, if it's just a QR code on packaging, people aren't going to click that without being properly incentivized. So I really do truly believe that through using some of these options, that this is a way that brands, especially MSOs, can have a more direct relationship with consumers instead of kind of having to deal with the gatekeeper situation of what's happening at the store level. Also really help just kind of get that brand continuity. And so once we get to that level of it's 5 or 6 major national brands that are competing, this is going to help people stand out. And so I know I'm going to find some brands that want to work on this. So if you're a dev, we're going to need devs. So obviously brands reach out, but also devs reach out. I'd love to talk to you all about this. So thank you so much.